Now then, let's take a much closer look at the Yukon Pullover. It's a fantastic piece of equipment, really quite interesting. First of all, let's just discuss its temperature rating. It's got a temperature rating, or a TOT rating, a typical operating temperature of -15 degrees C. So that's a very unusual area to go with what looks like a lightweight puffer jacket. It was designed originally by Peter Hutchinson. It was designed for the Yukon Ultra race. And what's unusual about this jacket is it's a box wall construction jacket. So that's where the outer and the inner fabric of the garment, the panel that holds the down, is held apart by fabric, a box wall, and then that allows you to put more down in and for you to get a greater depth of loft. It's the technique that we use in sleeping bags, where when you're asleep you need much more insulation. So sleeping bags are best designed with box wall construction. So it's a very lightweight piece of equipment, and it packs down very small. It comes with a stuff sack, packs down to that size, can be compressed even further with compression straps. Let's just run through some of the features. Of course, first thing of course to say is it's a pullover style. Now the zip there is 3/4 length, so it's quite long for venting. It actually comes below the armhole area, so below the armpit, so it's quite useful for getting ventilation in there. So there is some attraction to having a pullover. Now some people really just prefer the pullovers. It's a subjective thing really, isn't it? Some people prefer a jacket and the comfort of having a full length zip. Others are happy to pull the jacket over their shoulders, over their head and shoulders, and put it on that way. And there is a little bit more comfort in it. It really wraps you up. Let's just have a look through some of the details first. It is a hip length garment. It comes below the waist and it comes in just over onto the hips. The back of the jacket has a drop tail hem. I don't know if you can see it there. That's a bit lower around the back. That's so that when you're in the seated position like I am, it covers the back and prevents any cold air getting into the top of the trousers and the kidney area. So it's got a drop tail hem, and that hem is locked down with cord lock adjusters, so it can be cinched in with cord locks and just get it close fitting around the bottom to stop any cold blowing up into the jacket. On that subject of where cold can get in, let's look at the cuffs, end of the sleeves. They're a lightweight, simple lycra system, just closes in the cuff around your wrist. And then the other place wind can get in, cold air can get into your clothing, is the neck. On this pullover, we've got a down-filled collar, generously filled with down and hide, but it's also got a fleece lining, so it really seals in around the neck and seals out the cold. The Yukon comes with a detachable hood, a down-filled hood. It's got stud closure on the front of the chin guard, down-filled, and it's got a lycra facing around the front to just seal it in around the face area. It's detachable, it's removed by studs. Okay, let's just have a look at the pockets now. Starting at on the chest. We've put a pocket on the chest here for two reasons. One is it's high above the harness line, and it's above the hip belt line of a rucksack and so on, so it's always very available. And this pocket is insulated, so when you put your hand inside, it goes under the down. Effectively, it's going into a pocket bag on the inner of the garment, so it's always warm. It's a very warm pocket. Now that is very useful for battery driven equipment, smartphones, GPSs, digital cameras, that type of equipment. It is insulated, so it keeps the battery warmer than it would normally be out on the mountain. Right, let's just have a look at these pockets at the bottom. It's a through pocket. So two things to tell you: they're zipped pockets to keep any snow and so on out. They're a hand warmer pocket, so they're inside the garment, your hand goes underneath the down, so they're an insulated pocket, so they're a warm pocket. And they're a through pocket, so your hands can actually go all the way through. Your hands can go inside and meet, and so what you can do is put your hands inside and rub them together. So if your hands are cold, your fingers have gone white and so on, you can put them in there and warm your hands up. It's a feature that's really quite unusual, and it's liked a lot. When I see people try these on and they put their hands inside and warm them up, they really puts a smile on your face because it's such a great practical feature. There is actually another pocket inside this through pocket. I'll just try and pull it out, or the edge of it. It's a secondary pocket, it's a security pocket. Small pocket, zipped again. It's big enough for credit cards or car keys, that sort of thing. Things that you really don't need much, you don't need during the day. You just want to make sure they're safe and they're not going to fall out. Now, let's have a look at the fabrics and the materials here. This is a jacket built in our PhD Ultrashell fabric. It's a fantastic fabric. It's a water resistant fabric, so it's got 2 waterproof coatings on the fabric. On the outer, you've got a DWR coating to help water bead and roll off the fabric. But on the underside of the fabric is another treatment. It's a permanently sprayed on waterproof and breathable treatment. It can't be rubbed off. It's the side that's touching the down. And that's very smart because it prevents drips of condensation or light drizzle or damp sleety snow. It prevents moisture getting through onto the down, so it keeps the down dry. So Ultrashell is a very useful fabric for this lightweight down equipment. On the inner, we've built the inner with MX fabric. That's a lightweight, downproof, windproof fabric. Very lightweight and soft. It's also quite robust. We've been using it for years on expedition equipment. A really strong fabric. It's got a very high tear strength. It's almost strong. It's got a tear strength almost strong enough to be used in making a parachute. So our MX, PhD MX fabric is a very useful, high quality, robust type of lightweight fabric. Perfect for down equipment. One other feature that's just caught my eye and I didn't mention is the Reflect zip pulls. Those are Scotchlite, a very high quality Reflect tape, and they're there just simply for safety. For nighttime location, the beam of a torch will easily pick those up very, very quickly, so they're just an additional safety feature for nighttime location. Okay, there's a closer look at the rather remarkable Yukon down pullover. All right, cheers.